With yourself?
Yeah. I'm enjoying myself here. Okay,
I
so
should have walked with my tripod for you.
Yeah. I thought of bringing a tripod today. I said, no, I'm not doing any filming. Not knowing today I was going to be doing the most filming.
Yeah, it's week 4 on here. So
It's week 4.
We did
Joanna.
lip balms.
Neela's not here yet, is she?
Soap 3 times.
We've done soap 3 times. So today is week 4.
3, yeah.
All right. So I'll take you through. It's a 12 weeks program. We've already done 4 weeks, so we are left with 8 weeks. If my math is right.
No, I just
8 weeks.
marking already.
You have to, in this class, you learn how to do soap, different types of soap. But we focus more on the cold process soap. And I'll explain cold process soap and hot process soap and the melt and pour to you. But on your first day, you're supposed to do a melt and pour soap. And that's a safe soap, and I'll explain that later.
Where's not cutting you? Where's that form that you just fill out so I can get the right spelling of your name?
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then you would learn how to do the cold process soap. Then we're doing lip balms, bath salts, bath bombs, candles, wax melt. Is that all? I think that's all.
Yeah.
So at least we try to do a lot of things in this class. And the reason why we do that is we want you to be able to start a small business with the skill you get. You may not do everything in your small business. You may just decide to go with just one, which is absolutely fine. But whatever it is, at least we hope that you go away with a skill that you can turn around into a small business and make passive income on the side. Because we are currently certified by NOCN, which is National Open College Network, we do assessment. So everything we are talking about, we try to make our workshops very playful because we take out the seriousness and make it playful so that people enjoy it, even though we are still impacting knowledge and skills. We make it playful, so there's no tension. I believe you see all the women here for 4 weeks. We are going to go around now. You see the amount of knowledge they have regarding soap because we leave it playful. So there's no seriousness, but there is some seriousness because of the NOCN. We'll be doing assessment, and in the assessment, I like to see everything we've talked about, you doing everything we've talked about. Some of them will be how you set up your table and how you clean up after. The safeties, I want to see it, how you are mixing your lye with your water and how you are pouring in, the temperatures at which you are pouring in to make your soap, and everything else is a lot. No, it's not a lot. It looks like it's a lot, but it isn't a lot. And we do a lot of practicals. So I would say some things, you would practice it, and then that makes it stick. Does that make sense? Yeah. So for the first week, you're supposed to learn about the history of soap. I'm not going in depth. It's a lot to learn about, and it's very interesting, but I'm not going in depth about the history of soap. I'll just talk a little bit about it, and I'll allow my gurus in the class to drive the class like Fula, like that is a guru. And then Rochelle is another one. All of them actually. And good morning.
Yeah, I was driving.
This is my mom, by the way. You know Brenda and Fola?
Yeah, no.
You need to talk to me. I'm on live, so if you not need to talk, I have to step out.
Yeah, all right, good.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll come back 1 minute.
I don't think this one is working. That's it. I just tell people she's my sister. Oh, what's that?
I think that's Shay. Oh, I guess it is. Not sure.
I don't know.
I need coconut oil. There it is.
Yeah. We're gonna have to borrow somebody's skin. Yep. This one ain't working, so probably need to. You could start measuring your stuff out, you know. Yeah, start measuring your stuff out. Only thing our skills are working, so we have to borrow someone else's skill.
Yeah, that will be, that's also
Get a, if you can try, you need another spoon, because you need one for the lye. So,
Oh, yeah, thank you.
I'm not doing two, she's doing the left one. We should be off, we should be on.
So to taste it.
oh, the smell.
Okay. It's fine.
Yeah, because you see, that one is being in here for a while. That one is fresh. That's bread.
I just want to see the new one. What's the taste for the
Yeah, it's looking new. Yes.
Which space is free?
Come down here. You wanna get a chair?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yes, we know the difference. Yeah. I'm just.
Oh, you're sitting down at the back. You get to get a chair from down here. Let me get one for you.
All right. I'm going to spend a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, better. 1 month free.
Okay. Please let's not rush into it here. So that we can fill her in, and I believe it's another good catch up for all of us. She's doing it already now, because she'll be doing it, but she'll be doing a lot of things wrong.
And I'm mixing it with almond oil.
So let's go straight into the. I think Joanne has gone ahead of the class.
Yeah, she is.
Okay, so we'll leave Joanne over there.
So do you mind
So
working
she's
with
doing
me
it without
and-
you then.
You don't mind?
Joanne, should we wait? Should we give ourselves a few minutes, please, so that because that she's your partner, isn't it? You've not got a partner.
Ingredients to make my own
So you're sure?
Yeah, they're all.
No, Neela is here, so you can partner with Neela actually.
Do you want to
Yeah.
go down that side and work with her? Yes, we do.
Okay, so let's the place is warm as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna open back that door.
Find out.
Yeah.
Rochelle, can you find out from the guy at the front if they can spare us a fan? I know
Okay.
sometimes they have. I thought of bringing one for God. I don't know why I didn't pick one. And let's keep this door open as
Yeah,
well.
keep this door open. Yeah, it's sure. Yeah, just push down the chair.
Okay, so quickly, let's go through the soap making history. It's basically for you though, so please let's stop everything and then let's get on with the quickly, and then we just move on. So, anybody to take us through soap making history? Anybody take us through soap making? I forgot you're here and I'm looking there. Anybody taking us through soap making history? Please,
listening.
anybody taking us through soap making history, and then we quickly run through how soap making started.
From India. Am I right?
Egypt, Greece.
Yeah.
Egypt, Greece.
At least we're listening.
Somebody was listening. Anyway, so it started in the ancient Babylonian days, and it only started where they had drizzled water through ash. You know, ash is when you burn your woods. What you get out, the residue you get out, the ash is what they were using in those days. And I'll show you what has come to replace the ash. So it's just water that will drizzle through the ash, and then they'll get that solution, mix it up with oil or fat. So for soap making, you only need two main ingredients. You need your oils and you need your sodium hydroxide to mix together, and you have soap. And you see a lot of soap we've done in this class, and even in the previous class, we'll show you some of them. So those two ingredients, when you have them, you can produce soap. When soap started, it was a very luxurious product. It wasn't everybody who could afford to have soap. Today, soap has become very common. Soap making has become very common. It's in every home, actually. Soap, every household has soap. Before, it wasn't like that. Soap was used for embalmment. It was used by the rich and the royals. But today, because the idea of soap making and soap itself has become very common, people have added on to the method of soap making, where people are now adding fragrances. You see charcoal, you see coffee, you see cocoa, you see a lot turmeric, honey. You've seen a lot of things in this class because people are making soap personal to them. And so we are in the era where somebody identifies a skin condition and is thinking, what can I do to get this off? So they are going into research to see, like Fola earlier on was telling us about potatoes, which I'd never heard before. I heard it from Fola. I was going to do a research on that yesterday. I didn't have time, but luckily she did it. So she realized that adding potatoes to your soap can give some skin benefit, like to lighten up your skin, to take away pigmentation and black spots. And that's a good one. And that's what I encourage all the women in this class to be doing. Research, bring us new ideas, let's add on, because we are always adding on. So that is added information we are taking forward. And I'll encourage you to do that, and every week bring something new into the class for us to learn. So basically, in a nutshell, that is how soap started. And then now everybody can afford soap, and everybody can afford to make soap as well. So in brief, that is soap making. So we'll move on to the oils in soap making. And in soap making, your hard oils and your liquid oils or soft oils. Your hard oils are all the oils that stays solid at room temperature. Now remember, this is not normal room temperature. So you see that some of our hard oils have liquefied, like they were showing me the palm oils and the shea butter are looking liquid, but this temperature is, and that is why they've liquefied. But all your hard oils are oils that stay solid under room temperature, like your coconut oil, your shea butter, your cocoa butter, your mango butters. All the butters are your hard oils. Your liquid oils are your vegetable oil, sunflower oil, almond oil, olive oil. All the oils are your liquid oils. And in soap making, you need both to make a proper soap, and I'll talk about that. You can choose to use only liquid oils, or you can choose to use a blend of your oils and your butter because you're looking for hardness, and that's something I'll talk about later down the line. The reason why is ideal to use a little bit of butter and a little bit of oil, like hard and liquid oils together in your soap making production. So that is it about the oils. I saw that Joanne had printed out a handout for all of us. It has a lot of detail inside, so look at it. But I'll also be sharing with you some of our handouts on oils and their properties. But I'll mention a few common ones like the olive oil. I'll mention a few common ones like the shea butter and cocoa butter, common properties there, so that going forward in this class, you know what you're doing when it comes to that. But that is it about the oils. Then we talk about the lye. The lye is your sodium hydroxide or your caustic soda. Can you lift that up? And let me show it on as well, so people watching us, even you. So you hear people say on YouTube, caustic soda, sodium hydroxide, lye. All three means the same. They're talking about the same thing. And I also mentioned that you can get your lye in your grocery stores. Like if you go to Sharif and Sons, you get it. Asda used to carry it, but they've stopped, because lye doubles up as a substance used for unblocking drain. So when your sink is blocked, your bath is blocked, you can pour some lye in, because it will go in and dissolve all the impurities and everything else, and then it unblocks it. If you're going for that lye, you can still use it to do your soap, but you remember that your soap will have added ingredients to it, because that particular one was made for unblocking your drain and not for soap. So if you're going for lye, go for the one meant for soap, and that is this one. So that has no added impurities. It's just meant for soap. So you get sodium hydroxide in the raw state. And so that's sodium hydroxide. When you mix this up with your oils, then you produce soap. It's not just putting the two together. You have to add agitation, which I'll come to that. But I'm going at a smaller space where you can all understand. So that is it with the sodium hydroxide. And then we go on to I think we go on to the materials needed for your soap. Additives. Let's talk about additives. So like I said, you only need 2 ingredients in soap making, your oils and your lye. That's all you need. But then your additives are the extra things that you add to your soap to give it the property that you need. You can add kaolin clay, which she's going to be adding there. That's kaolin clay over there. You can add colors because you want your soap to have some color. You can add fragrance. You want it to have a particular fragrance. You can add oatmeal. You can add sugar. You can add sand. If you want a soap scrub, then you're adding sand or you're adding sugar to it. So additives, there are a lot of things you can add to your soap. And I always say that do your research very well and also know that whatever goes in your soap ends up in your body. So whatever you're adding to your soap, if you cannot eat it, don't put it in there. Does that make sense? Somebody will ask, what about charcoal? Charcoal is somehow edible because it helps you when you food poisoning and you mix a little bit of charcoal solution and you drink it, it helps with food poisoning. I don't know if I've put it right. So everything you put in your soap, if you cannot eat it on a normal day, don't put it in. Because it will end up in your body. Now, our skin has pores in it. So gradually, every time you're using it, whatever, it's not just soap, it's everything else with your creams and your everything. And that's why it's good that we're doing this class, because when you buy whatever it is outside, you don't know what is in there. And that is why when you use some products, you react to it. So when you know your body and you're doing your own soap or your own cream, or your own oils, you know exactly what combinations have gone in. And you know this is definitely going to be safe on my skin. So basically, that's it about the additive. There are lots that we'll explore with and you get to know. Then your water. When you're using water in soap making, as a beginner, I always advise that your carrier for your sodium hydroxide should be water. When I say carrier, whatever you're mixing your sodium hydroxide with as a beginner, it should be water. And I advise that it should be distilled water. Distilled water because you don't want the impurities that comes with your tap water, because tap water comes with a lot of impurities, and if we're getting some out and putting it under microscope, we will see a lot of things together with it. Some of those things will react with that chemical and then would affect your soap process. So you may be doing soap, but the outcome may not look like soap to you. Or you may be doing soap thinking this is 100% organic soap I know I produced, but something else was introduced into your soap unknowingly. And that is why when you go with your distilled water, it's always the best. Going forward, you will see so many things in today's class, like coconut milk, fresh milk, whatever milk. When you are advancing, like my students are advancing today. Like what Joanne is doing over there. She's in a total lab on her own.
Yeah, so when I get these recipes, they're somebody else's recipes, and I haven't learned how to use the soap calculator, so I can't scale them down.
We've done the soap calculator in this class, haven't we?
Yeah, we haven't learned it.
No.
We haven't done soap calculator.
No, we haven't.
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet?
I'd let you know that.
So why are we doing advanced soap?
Because it's not been done. None of us know how to use it. I mean, my internet doesn't work right on my phones, but other people's whose phones do work, they haven't learned it either. So there.
All right. So we'll do, for the sake of that, we'll do the soap making calculator next week. Next week when we come, nothing is coming out because that soap making calculator thing can take the whole day.
Yes.
So no, nothing is coming out. Don't bring your oils and your other. We are just coming to do soap making calculator today. Okay.
Yes.
So, like I was saying, when you go advanced, you can skip your water, and you can use goat milk, cow milk, whatever, all the things, all the milks and the solutions and the orange juice, pineapple juice, strawberry juice, everything.
Instead of distilled water.
Yes. But you have, when you are doing those things, you have to work from the cold state into your warm state. So, like I was explaining to Fola this morning, and it's a good example she brought in. And you can see that Rochelle has hair solutions frozen like that. like this.
So this
So-
is what we'll use.
Yeah.
So we'll use this
This
as
is
water.
empty.
Is it?
Yes.
Is that all the olive oil in your cup?
No, I've got coconut oil.
Coconut, other
I've
things
got
as well.
shea butter, yeah. So, yeah. So
Can I just borrow your skin?
There wasn't that much in it, believe
just
me.
borrow
So.
So is anybody using olive oil in their recipe today? Then it means that we don't have olive oil in the house.
You got some?
Yeah, we'll
I've got a
do
little
that.
bit. I've got a little bit of olive oil in here as well.
So everybody's sorted with oils. You've
Yeah.
all weighed your oils.
Yeah.
Are you sorted?
We haven't made it yet. I'm listening to
But
you.
yeah.
Do you have your oils?
I've got some coconut and some shea butter. And
There's
a bit
sunflower.
of sesame seed oil.
So you don't need any oil from.
I don't know, I needed to ask your advice on how much sesame oil can go in. Can I use it instead of olive oil?
Oh, I've got one of them. I've got a sheet that where you can substitute one oil for another. I brought it with me.
Oh, that's good. This-
So I'm not sure if I need any.
What's
oil.
your
Because
measurement for shea-
if you
for shea
swap
butter?
it, it's
What's your
definitely going to
measurement?
change the calculation.
113.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, you can definitely swap. You can definitely swap any oil for another, but it means that you have to put it through the soap making calculator. Because you remember from the previous class, when we had changed a few of the oils, some of the quantities had changed. Just because the densities for the oils are all different. The one you're talking about, I believe the density is higher than the olive oil. So definitely the calculation will not be the same as, that's the only difference. But you can definitely swap one oil for the other. It's just that your calculations and your measurements will change. And that's what I'm worried about, that if we're giving,
I won't use it then if there's I'll use whatever is going to
I think
work.
there's some left in there. There's some.
No, there isn't. No, seriously. Not hardly anything.
Rochelle,
It's really,
do you
really-
mind? Can we get olive oil from Sharif?
Yeah. Rena's just gone out to buy fragrance oil.
From where?
I think from
You have
the
a phone
chemist
number?
around there. No, I haven't got a number.
Rena? Oh, I have a number,
Yeah.
but that's so
Probably when she
much.
comes back, we could just ask. She don't mind.
Yeah, then she'll get us
But it's
oil.
good we call her because she's there.
So if she can buy, when she comes back, I'll give the money to her. Just like a small bottle of olive oil.
Is it possible to use sunflower oil instead of?
Yeah, you can. You can use any oil, but it has to go through the calculator to give you the right quantities. You can definitely swap it, but if let's say olive oil was
Rena?
3 grams, you cannot put the same grammage for. Yeah, it's different because they have different densities, and because we've not done the soap making calculator yet, it'll be difficult to do those things. Even though I can do it and just give it back to her now, but I prefer that we do it together as a class, the soap making calculator, so that everybody knows the quantities. What's that one?
There was something
Yeah.
in
I always
here
forget her
about,
name.
sesame seed oil.
Okay, so let's move on to, we have talked about water, superfatting, I'll leave that, preservatives, preservatives, if you're using fresh fruits like you're all doing, preservative will be vitamin E as one preservative.
Oh, if you use
No.
fresh.
No, if you move it, my phone will fall. You want,
It's sunflower, isn't it? It's not-
That's
it's not-
sunflower.
It's not cannelloni.
Okay.
It's
If you use
Feed
fresh
or
juice,
something.
you have to have preserved.
preservatives?
vitamin E.
I froze some fresh orange juice, but I forgot it.
To bring it. That's vegetable oil.
I don't have any.
Rapeseed, yeah.
That's what I brought. Sesame seed oil.
Just top it up. I'll just top it up.
Oh, it's high in vitamin E.
You want that? You want that?
Yeah,
Yeah, you can have it.
I brought it for preserved.
Yeah.
That's what we're going for, yeah.
It's, and organic.
Okay, so packaging and molding. As for molding, I always suggest that you use silicone molds. You can use any other mold, but silicone mold is easier to unmold.
And
Like,
you demonstrate with my ones that didn't come out because it's a plastic mould and they wouldn't come out. I have learned something.
yeah. So silicone mold is always good. Another thing you have to move away from, you'll see that in this class, we're just using plastics and silicone molds and all that. Avoid aluminium, please, because aluminium reacts with that chemical, sodium hydroxide. So avoid aluminium. Use plastics use silicone, but no aluminium. If you decide to use anything metal, it should have stainless steel rating at the back. If it hasn't got that inscription, don't use it because you're not sure what it is. But if we decide to use like a spoon to do your stirring or anything, check the back and see that it has stainless steel rating at the behind it, else don't use it. Sodium hydroxide is very corrosive, so anytime you are using it, make sure you have your protective gears on. You have your goggles like you see for Lahab. We have some in the class, so you can always use ours, and then you leave it behind. You need your nose marks as well, because the sodium hydroxide, when you're mixing it up, produces a lot of fumes, and it's not good to inhale it. The only downside for this class is we don't have a lot of ventilation in this room, but this is the space we can do it, so we manage it, and we try to open the doors as much as possible. You make sure you have your long sleeves, you have your gloves on, you have your socks and your trousers on. Maybe today we are just working in small quantities, so you can go away with not long trousers and all. But in an ideal situation, this is the gear in your soap making, that you have to put on. So that is it about safety. And then what else? Let's talk about okay. Okay, so like the different types of making soap. And this class, you should have done the melt and pour soap. That's the safest soap. For that is soap that has been made for you already. You're not doing anything. The only thing you're adding is your colors and your fragrance, and you're molding it. That is it. That is very safe when you have children at home and you want to do a project with them. That kind of soap making is ideal for them. And when you're doing like souvenirs and all of that, and you need your soap, maybe you get an order today, and tomorrow the person, or in 2 days, the person needs soap. I'd say go for melt and pour. But you have to advise the person that you're doing melt and pour because you did not give me enough time to give you organic soap. That is if you don't have organic soap in store. And I'll show you what. So this is melt and pour. It always comes labeled melt and pour. It's soap that has been made for you already. It has no fragrance. It has no color. It comes plain like that. There are two types. There's a translucent and there's a transparent one. They're all the same. It's just for design purposes. They put them in that way. So when you get them off like this, all you have to do is cut them into chunks, very small chunks. You can melt it in a microwave or in a double boiler. But make sure that the heat source is not too high, else it's going to burn it. So you melt it, then you add your fragrance.
Because she was going to look for chamomile oil. She has to find one, but she's seen other essentials oil.
Ask her if she can buy olive oil for us, and then
Snap the picture. I think you can get that picture.
let me check that I have cash here, please. Yeah, she should look olive oil. What I have in my bag is around 15 pounds. So something around 15 pounds, please. Below or not more than that, because I don't have more to do. And keep the receipt for me. Like she should come with the receipt. So that is it for the melt and pour. Just melting it and pouring it in your thing. What we focus more in this class is the cold process soap, and that's what we are going to be doing today. Cold process soap, I'll say, is very, very good. It allows you to know all the ingredients you're putting in your soap, so you are in control of your soap making journey and process. And you cannot use that soap immediately you make it. You can only use it after 4 or 6 weeks, ideally 6 weeks. And the reason why you have to wait for your soap to settle is so that all the harsh chemicals will evaporate, and then the soap becomes safe on the skin. You cannot use your soap immediately it's done, thinking that, oh, it's hardened up, so I can use it now. Like all those soaps there, even though they are soap, they are not ready to be used yet. And you may be tempted to use it, but don't.
If this is
because
extra virgin olive oil.
Yeah. Don't use it because hey, that would be expensive.
She said cold press extra virgin olive oil.
No.
There's this one.
Let's go for the cake. This one, we can get a bigger one. Like snap this one for her.
Yeah, I did.
They have it.
I don't.
So wait, let all the chemicals settle, and then you use it. when you're ready to use it. Basically, that's it about the cold processed soap. Hot processed soap is another way of making soap. That is longer. The cooking process is longer, and that goes on your heat source. So that's very long. That soap, you can use it immediately. Your soap hardens. But the downside is you may not get a nice cast soap. So your soap will not look beautifully cast in your mold like the way these ones have come out in a nice shape. You see it looking rough and all, but you can use it immediately. The soap hardens up. So that's the difference between your cold processed soap and the hard processed soap. It's just the process of making it. That one is cooked properly, usually in something that looks like crock pot. Another name for crock pot.
I think that's the only name, I think.
Slow cooker.
Slow cooker.
Yeah. So it's cooked in a slow cooker. You turn it a little bit, leave it, go and come back, turn it. When you come back, you see that it's beginning to harden at the sides of the pot. So you stir it in, go, come back, keep stirring it in.
Is it alright for me to use this to throw the light in this type of glass?
Yeah.
Okay.
Before, so you keep stirring it in, and then everything else becomes hard. Then you start scooping them and pressing it in your mold. And that is why you don't have a fine cast mold, because of how it was done. Whereas your cold processed soap, you pour it as liquid, so it is cast beautifully in your mold. Does that make sense? So that's the difference between the cold processed soap and the hot processed soap, basically. But we are doing more cold processed soap in here. I think I've spoken about everything. So now I'm going to allow you
I don't need to worry about the color because it's made it more dark.
It made it darker, yeah. I'm going to allow you to...
It was the turmeric.
Yes.
Yeah, the turmeric.
Okay, let's talk about techniques in soap making. Like,
Turmeric, carrot, and honey.
I think we've done a few here. Fola, can you please pick up the layered soap for me? The coffee soap that has layers in it.
Do you want me to bring it?
Yeah, if we can pass it on. So I'll talk a few bits about techniques in soap making, and then we take it from there. You can see that this soap has 2 layers. We had done the layering in melt and pour. I think you were in here, but we did the layering in melt and pour. So she wasn't. When you're doing your cold processed soap, I have to talk about the temperatures and all. But when you're doing your cold processed soap and you want to do a layered effect, you have to split your batch into maybe 3. If you decide that I'm doing 3 colors, you mix your whole batch. When I say mix your whole batch, get your Lyle solution, your oils, mix it at thin trace. So when it gets to thin trace, stop, split your batch into 3 or 2 or 5 or whatever number of colors you want to use in there. So each cup has a little bit of the batch in there. Mix your colors separately. Then you pour this one, give it some time to harden up a little bit. But if you want the soap to sit on the next layer, try and thicken the next color a little bit. So it means that you have to give it some more agitation to thicken it, so that when you pour it, it sits on the next layer. Does that make sense? Whilst that is beginning to harden a little bit on the layer, you thicken the 3rd color by giving it more agitation so that it sits on it. So then you would have had 3 layers in there. Like this one has 3 beautiful layers, you can see, and that is very distinct layers, and that is beautiful. So that is it about layering. Then there is the embeds. So when I talk about embeds is where you've done your soap and you have some residues. So, or you've done soap and you think, oh, this soap didn't come out too well because the shape doesn't look good. You cut them up into small chunks. It can be used as design in your other soap. And for embeds, you don't really see the design unless you're doing like a long bar of soap where you're cutting through, then you see the shapes of your soap where you cut through. But when you've done soap like this and you really put embeds, you don't see it unless you're cutting through the soap. Then you can see the design as embeds. So let's say if I was doing a white soap, I can decide that this my brown soap will become my embed soap. So I'll cut it up into squares or chunks or whatever I want to cut it up into, put it in my mold and pour my liquid soap on top of it. there are different ways of doing it. If I was using like a long soap mold, I can pour my liquid soap first, put my embed as my next layer, put it as a next layer, pour. You get what I mean? So when I cut through, I'll see that if this is the my embed will be probably all in my middle layer. Does that make sense? So that's another way of doing it. So I can decide to put all 3 different techniques in there. At my bottom layer, I can decide to do a swirl. And a swirl is basically pouring your main base and pouring your second color in, then using a spatula or something to make a swirl. And then your next one will be your embed. Your next one will be a layered soap. So I can have all 3 designs in there. So this bit I'm talking about is basically for the aesthetic appeal of your soap. Already done your soap. You're just trying to make it beautiful. You can use any of these techniques to just make your soap look beautiful.
I tried to do my own strawberries.
Mm.
They've been in the airing cupboard that I've turned the grill on the cooker and then turned it off and then just put them underneath. It's taken ages. And I was in a pub last night. We've used a dehumidifier. Yeah.
Dehumidifier.
The dehydrator. 14 hours apparently it took to make some strawberry.
It says in I could use for this black pepper, chamomile, geranium, cardamom, clary sage, ginger, lemongrass, what's this? Lang lang, tea tree, frankincense, and I think those are the ones you
The
can
fragrances.
use. Yeah, those different fragrances
You can use. Great.
So I've got sweet orange, but I know Rena's skin is sensitive, so I need to ask her
what she wants to. Okay, so for embeds as well, you can use herbs. I forgot to mention herbs. Herbs is another thing you can use. You see that the ladies have used herbs as well in doing it. Basically, that's it. I think I'm going to allow the class to go on. And as we progress, if anything comes up, I'm going to talk about it. But I've said a lot today that looks like it's so much in your head. So let's start the process. Watch what Fola is doing. I'll come around and then look at what everybody is doing. And then we take it from there.
You want to start measuring out yourself? Measuring yourself?
Yeah.
What you've measured so far?
She's doing well. What did you use? What the measurement you used?
For me, I did.
Because we're using this now. So
Okay. For that,
you pass it now, or do you still need it?
not really, but I'll call it out so you know. For the water, which is the ice.
Oh, it's
For the ice.
So there's the height.
Yeah, 114 grams. So measure out into one of these things, one of your plastic stuff. No, use a mug. Use a mug to measure out the icing.
Is this not working?
No, this one is. Oh, here you go.
Is that not working?
This one, no, I think it needs batteries.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Yeah, just leave that to the side for now. So just measure out. Have you measured out the lie as well? Have you measured that already? Okay, for the ice, 114 grams.
this one.
Yes, 114 grams. Yeah.
You want to see?
Yes. Yeah. Make sure it's back down to zero. Not yet.
Please remind me to talk about.
Oh,
Please remind me to talk about the craft fair and
Yes.
the other things before the class is over.
Have you got a spoon to take it out? Yeah. How much is that?
109. I can put some of this.
Yeah, because you eventually gonna have to add that. Sheila, she's mixing the potato juice and the carrot stuff together in one jug. Is that?
Yeah, but she has to measure it and make sure it's the same quantity for water. You get, so let's say if your water was 85 grams, make sure that everything you're putting together meets 85 grams. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I didn't put water in mine. This was all the carrot and thingy ball.
No water. So this is replacing your water.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
just put it over it. So
How much do you? So, we understand what she's saying. So she's giving us.
So if you're gonna use that now, should her measurements be 85 grams of the
Is that the
carrot,
water?
Of that the carrot and then 85 grams of
No.
the
all of it.
Both should be 85
Oh,
grams.
okay.
Because if your water is 85 grams, it was just an example I gave.
Yeah.
So if your water quantity is 85 grams, everything, the solution in there should be 85 grams, both.
Okay.
The two together.
Okay.
Okay.
So, but you told us.
It was 114. I had originally 114, but if you're gonna use in the two of them now, the two of them combined should be 85 grams. If I'm right. Am I going?
What is the measurement for your water?
Water is 114.
So the two of them together should be 140.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Okay, then,
So
yeah.
So whichever use, or if you want to use all your apple juice, your potato juice, put all in there and then top it up with whatever to come up to
Yeah, that's
140 or 14. Yeah.
I should think so. I think it's at Celsius. This doesn't go on grams.
It doesn't.
No.
No. Temperature is Celsius. Yeah.
Yeah. So it should be fine. Yeah.
And that's the juice. Turmeric, honey.
Turmeric, honey, and carrot. Yeah. And then you've got potato juice in there. Yeah. Always remember.
Yeah.
If you need help, please call me.
If you're doing the line, make sure you got your gloves on and your mask on. And your goggles.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes. Well, it just comes out sometime.
These are the notes that we were sent on the WhatsApp. I printed them, and I'm looking there at iodine values. So that determines how
Then we use
soft the
everything.
soap is.
Yes.
So olive oil is 81, sesame is 106. That's quite a big difference.
Oh, that's fine.
I've brought ingredients to make a seaside based soap with
Honey.
seaweed in it.
Oh, good.
That's also high in
Yes.
iodine.
And then I strained it to get the juice.
And it gets solid.
Yeah, I freezed it. I freezed it overnight. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll make it softer. So because of that, I'll say go for harder oils.
No, I'm not.
So that supplements for the
I'm
hardness.
just repeating the class.
So I'll say stick to coconut oil
And shea butter.
and shea butter. Yeah.
Just the two.
Measure your line.
Yeah.
Can I put, say, a tablespoonful of the
yes.
sesame oil in it?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
once you-
Oh, do it then. Let's see. I'll come back and.
What did you?
I'd like to see the end product of yours.
Yes, so
Yeah.
did I,
Yeah. Seaweed.
I use shea
That's good.
Dry
butter
seaweed.
That's good.
Almond
Hold on. So
oil
how are you doing this dry
and
seaweed?
olive oil.
Are you
Dried
infusing it?
already.
And
I was just going to mix it into the
I put a bit of
base,
coconut oil
and
in
I've
there.
got some black sea salt as well. I was just going to mix it in.
So you have
Do you
the
want these
seaweed
measuring
in
tape?
the soap.
Yeah.
The seaweed leaves in the
Shea
soap.
butter, I
It's not leaves, it's
use
just a powder.
The powder. Okay.
how much do you
good,
say
good.
the measure
Yeah,
for
it's
the
the
shea
powder you
butter?
got. Okay,
So,
good.
you know,
Was
she
one
said
of-
103
yeah,
grams.
113.
Yeah. So you'll be having like something like a scrub then, a little bit on that side.
Yeah, I like scrub,
Yeah.
but it's more for the minerals.
Okay, good. Oh, good. Yeah, I like to see.
Watch your
Good,
measurements.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
So we don't need to wait for the olive oil then. We'll use coconut and shea butter.
Yeah. You know the quantities you're using. You think that will make up for? Because your old recipe had olive oil in there. Didn't it?
Yeah, Rena's gone to get it. Yeah.
So I've just used more coconut oil. The shea butter is harder than coconut.
Yeah, Rena's gone to buy
Rena is
some.
going to buy some.
It'll make the soap softer.
But she's got the seaweed in there, which also has iodine.
Yeah, so it's the iodine that makes the
Yeah,
soap softer.
yeah, softer.
Interesting. I don't have to put it in.
But I like the idea of a seaweed
like
in
to
the soap.
experiment
Yeah. So I'll be happy for you to do that. You know what? Try it with what you have, without the olive oil. Try it just like this candle. Let's see the soap you produce next week. Then the week after, we'll put the olive oil together in the same recipe and see what kind of soap we get.
Okay.
So we may get better property soap the week after, because we have olive oil in there, and you look a bit softer than the soap you produce this week.
Yeah.
So it will just be different in the hardness and in the moisture bit.
Yeah.
But both of them will still be good soap.
Right.
Yeah.
So you still.
Let's go for it.
Neela's got some different ingredients. She's got
That's mine, but I did some orange rind last night, but I don't know if it's dry enough.
Yeah.
Can you have a look?
So,
It smells ever so nice.
Oh,
Is that too wet?
it's a bit. Can we dry some more?
Right, so leave it for
Yeah. Let's leave it for next time.
then I can bring the orange.
Yeah, juice and everything together for next week. Yeah.
I don't like it.
And the vitamin E oil, we don't have any here, do
We have some.
Do we?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, where is it?
It should
Maybe
be.
had tea tree somewhere around there.
Vitamin E oil.
Is this?
Have you got vitamin E oil?
The yes oil. I think if it's not on that table, it might be in the cupboard.
I don't see it here.
It might be in the cupboard. No, this is vanilla and lemongrass. Okay. I think the vanilla is missing.
We need as well.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
How much is it? £200.
Yeah, there's a
Chamomile oil in this. It's only the options. They've got
That's
citrus
fine.
oil.
What
I
about?
think I was just joking.
I haven't bought it. And I need
That's
to know.
alright. No. Are you okay? Because there's many. There's
Costco-
other
yeah,
ones.
Costco will be
There's
cheaper. Costco will be
That
cheaper.
I'm fine with. Cardamom, I'm fine with geranium and clarice.
What about tea tree?
Yeah. If you're doing
I'm fine with
this also
lemongrass.
because this is also good. But this is a blend.
Turmeric
So
oil
this
there.
is not
Oh.
100% olive oil.
I couldn't
has
see it good because it was moving fast. I
But in
don't
this
know.
class,
It's
yeah.
just
But for you,
turmeric
go
oil.
organic.
Does that- No, that's an oil.
If
you
you
need
use
essential
olive oil,
oil.
you can
Pure
use
oil that you
virgin.
can-
Virgin, yeah, it's good.
Hold on. This is the brand.
Just buy
Here's the receipt.
Just buy in supermarket, right?
I think I'll have some points for that.
What do you think about turmeric oil? Turmeric essential oil.
Good.
This is the pharmacy.
Does it has it a smell in
I
it?
don't know.
Right, so,
It's not expensive.
no, it's not. So,
What did he get?
okay. How much does it cost me?
Sweet almond oil. How much is that?
$2.50. What do you think it costs?
I thought it would have been around $5 or.
Around about that. But
Yeah.
it's vegan, parabens, no petroleum, no silicone, no gluten,
That's good.
That's
and
good.
it's 250 mil,
That's good.
which was cheaper than Holland and Barrett.
$16.99. So nearly said not bad at
Yeah,
all.
these is not bad, especially if you buy it from
Is
the
this the
Indian
right
shop. They're
one?
good.
Yeah, it is.
There's another one.
Sheriff and
I don't
Son.
know if you wanted that.
Yeah, Sheriff and Son, and then the one next to it. There's any one of them.
Cheaper there.
I just have.
Really?
Oh, you didn't get the aloe vera.
I'm saying this to you as an Asian because I know how my own people like to make
With
lots of
more
money.
money.
go somewhere.
I'm saying this, I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I'm sure we all like to make money,
Of
but
course.
doing it in a devious and a dishonest way, I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
Have you got tea tree?
Tea tree. No, not here, but at home.
Eucalyptus oil. Hold on, I'm going to show you. Bear with me 1 minute. This is the brand because I bought from them before. They had like a stretch bottle called frankincense.
Yes.
Something
Yeah,
else in
sure. And this is Yeah.
round being a chemist. They've got aloe vera oil there.
Fragrance
They've got
oil
shea
is
nut oil,
How many drugs?
baobab oil, fenugreek.
no.
Virgin.
It's 30 ml, 15 to 30 ml. Fragrance oils,
Olive oil,
Fragrance oil.
frankincense.
15 ml, 15 ml.
I've got in my fragrance. I had 5. I had 5 ml. That's what I had before, so I don't know if I've got it wrong.
No, last week we got the right one. The week I was here,
So it's 15 then.
15
Okay.
15 ml.
Is that this one?
Can we measure it?
Yeah.
If not, let's convert 15 ml to tablespoons or teaspoons.
This is one.
Try and Google it.
Okay.
Google it.
Yeah.
What was the oil that you were saying a minute ago?
Right, so you got eucalyptus oil. Hold on. So I back into the video. Sorry, I didn't. Oh, sorry.
Essential oil.
Yes, because so basil, you've got garlic.
Garlic oil. All of them in the shop.
Yeah, this is pure
In the pharmacy, right here.
pharmacy. They didn't have any rum from I'm
Yeah,
sorry
that's
about that.
fine.
But just to let you know in future that there's a pharmacy that does.
The Heising Green Pharmacy.
Yeah, no, Medina.
Oh, Medina. Yeah.
So this, sorry, it's a long video, but you got aniseed, clove bud, fennel. Do you want fennel or cedarwood oil to go in there? Because
It
I can
says,
quickly.
oh Lord, it says cardamom, sage, geranium. You can have lang lang,
They had geranium there.
and they have fresh
Geranium is a good one.
Ylang
geranium.
ylang.
So if you want to try that one,
Cedarwood, lemongrass, carrot seed oil.
Cedarwood. Good. We have cedarwood here, so you
we've got
don't.
cedarwood here. So
But that's
We've got
fragrance, isn't
cedarwood
it?
fragrance oils.
This
Yeah.
is essential oil.
These are essential.
Very good.
which one did I just put in?
And you do get quite a bit for your money, about 100 mil.
I just
Oh,
put-
really?
I put essential oil, sweet orange already. So,
That's fine.
so if you want to add another one, or you just want to just work with the orange.
Work with that one.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, maybe next week.
Yeah.
Right, I need to give you something back. don't I?
No, that's it.
Are you a penny?
No penny. No, keep a penny.
Can I add this in
Thank
here?
you.
Thank you very much.
Can I add the orange? essential
Fragrance oil.
Yeah,
No, this
essential
thing.
inside of the oil.
No, let it turn to soap first
Okay.
before you add
Oh,
anything
okay.
else. People like to go that way, but
Yeah.
sometimes I'm a bit skeptical.
Yeah.
邊個加邊個？This
which
one？
呢個加落呢度。
Right. We need to start
Put a bit of sweet
blending.
almond in there. Oh, it's too late now.
Yeah, it's alright.
Just
Start blending.
係啊，分兩次啊。係啦。
You like tomato?
Yeah, I just put in like this.
Yeah, and stir it in. It will change the color. Don't worry.
How do I make this work?
Yeah, wholemeal. It will
Press
change the color.
that, and then
Did you do the
What's
ice?
the other one?
It's ice.
When you put the color in,
You put the eye inside.
Okay.
Menu.
everything needs to go together, isn't it?
In a sense. When you add in your color, do you want me? When should she add in her color? If she wants to add a color.
Thin trace.
So when you blend it, then you add in the color.
Yeah, when you blended it and it's soap at thin trace, you start adding things so that if anything is going to react with your soap butter at thin trace, the reaction is not too massive
Yeah.
and you can still pour.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What do I press to make it work?
So we need to.
Oh, that one.
This
I
one,
want
they've got it in there. So you know sweet almond oil? Right, so go away.
I don't know if it's
250 mil. I just picked it up from around there
actually.
for £4.49. So the prices have gone
I
up
can't get
slightly.
any
It's still
of
cheaper
them.
than the pharmacy to get them
That one
because they've
stays
not
on
increased
my
the prices, you
screen.
see. So where it's £6 on their website, I got it for £4.50. It's quite good. Whereas if I was looking Holland and Barrett
I mean, whatever that is
250 mil, you're looking about £11.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
500
there
mil
now.
for sweet almond oil in Holland and Barrett.
Yeah, it's there.
£14, 500 mil, but I agree
Once
with
it's
that
on
because it's pure. Obviously, it's
Is
pure.
that not pure?
That's pure, yeah, but it's only 250 mil you
Right,
get.
it should be there now. It's saying
I've just sent you the link anyway. Moroccan olive oil they've got there.
Oh,
Rosemary.
they put a lot.
Yeah. This is a good brand. Peppermint.
What's this one?
That's
Alma.
almond.
Sheila how to
Amla, that's
Amla.
the yeah.
Okay.
I personally don't like black hair because it doesn't suit mine.
lie.
Yeah, it doesn't. If you put it, 1 minute, 1 minute. I'll
Stay the
try.
same everywhere we went.
Fine. 42.
Hi. It shows something, but
Yeah, I can't use that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over
Yeah.
here to start.
33.
Get,
it is
It
here.
said that, and if you put that on my head, it's the same.
when you finish measuring, when you finish, no, Malai is over
Maybe
there
the
in the
battery
jug.
is messing up.
Yeah, I can't
We've
use
got
that.
other.
Yeah, I can't use that one. I've tried another one as well.
Then
not working.
actually the lye into the ice, and then get the temperatures down.
Yeah, yeah,
Then
so it's
the
wrong.
blend it.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a drop.
Fennel,
It's wrong.
sweet oil, ylang ylang,
Hello.
lemon,
Hello.
black pepper, frankincense, tobacco, vanilla elixir, aniseed, cinnamon, cedarwood, garlic, wintergreen.
Wow, that's a lot. They've got there. They've got a whole lot. Is that? Oh, these are different page.
Yeah. But it's got all the citronella. That's good for burn, like putting in a diffuser for mosquitoes and things.
You're coming in the live unless you don't mind.
I'm coming in the way.
The live.
Oh no.
Not all of you, it's just your body.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to keep off social
I
media.
just want to know why it's changed color and some participate inside.
Yeah, it's the reaction with your oil. So you see that if you are like that and you're just going in from a normal state, most properties will burn out because these two, there's a reaction going on with your milk and your that. Okay, so that's what the reaction it gives, but it doesn't mean that you can't use it. You can still use it.
But there's some participate inside.
Yeah,
Is it
yeah.
fat?
Yeah, fine. Yeah, but to be fine.
But
It'll be fine. Yeah.
it's a miracle.
Yeah.
Miracle.
Yeah.
Is that why? I think it's. She said it's just a chemical reaction.
It's a reaction.
Is it? All
Yeah,
right.
it's okay. It's a reaction.
It's fine. She said it. So do we need to? Should we filter it before we mix together, or is it okay? Filter it.
No,
the
no,
process.
no,
No need.
leave it like that. Yeah, leave it like that. Let it cool. Let's do this and mix it up. Yeah.
You need to just keep on check every 30 seconds. Check it.
I can't imagine the milk inside like this. I just think it is a white color, but now it's
Yeah, it will change. It will change color. It will change a little bit, but not too much. If you want your soap to be extra white, like I always forget, Joanna is doing, she's added kaolin clay. So you can either add kaolin clay or you can add titanium dioxide, but don't do it yet because that is more additives. That is very advanced.
Borrow yours a minute, please. Just to find out what's happening over here.
How many thermometers do we have in the room? Rochelle,
Yeah.
Rochelle,
Yeah?
do you know how many thermometers we have?
There's one here. I'm using one of the long black handle ones. One of the other normal ones is not working. And then the rest of it should be out on the table. There's one here. Oh, okay. And then there was one of these black ones. No, you can use it. That is the one, that is another one. That's another one. We had some black ones. I've got one of the black ones. You've got one of the black ones? Yeah. I doubt it. Let me turn it on and see. Sorry. No, it's not really that great. It's on. But the wire. The wire is pretty good.
I just want to see.
Yeah, I'm not far off.
Yeah, it's okay.
Let's see. Let's see. Let's see if it works. It is working. So that's at 30.
I didn't bring any vitamin
All right, so this scale is working now. If anybody needs a scale, I just changed the batteries. Yeah, I passed it off to someone.
Yeah. Remember, lie into. Yes.
Lie into her.
Yeah.
It's in a buckle.
You can't find it. Find it over there if they've got it.
Yeah.
I'm going to come around and see if I can film some of the things you're doing.
Yeah. Light and very hot. So you can imagine if you don't use any ice.
You can see the steam coming out of it.
Can you feel the hotness? Come, put your hands.
You can see the steam coming out of it.
So this is just connection and then go with my
37, so this should be over temperature.
Oh.
Cold water. I need this to come down. At least if it come down at least about 32. I don't know if it could work with that.
This 2 needs to be between 33 and 30. Is it 33 and 35?
Yeah.
Is it between 33 and 35? What's the
I got here 35, so that's a good one for my oil. If I can get my lie down to 32, I could work with it more. Am I right, Sheila?
30.
If I get my lie down to 32,
Yeah.
I could work with it more.
You can work it with more,
So
yeah.
I've got, at the moment, I've got my oil down to 30, or around 35, 34.
Yeah, yeah, that's good, yeah.
Now we have to measure the
No, but you
If your line is try and keep your distance 30, 32, 30,
That's the come down.
32, 35, 37
Yeah.
for the other one. So if your line is
The oil
32.
my oil is at 34 at the moment.
It's a lot cheaper to get. They did have a litre which was $21.99, but I think that was the size that you originally had, wasn't it?
For this one?
Yeah. They had a litre as well for 20. That would have been too heavy for me to carry. So just let you know they've got it.
You put it at every inch, I'll get you some
You
tissue.
better off keep it change in your pocket.
Yeah, I'll check those places. Somebody even mentioned Costco for £11.
Yeah, but if you've got cars, that's different. You're driving there and regularly buying stuff, that's, it's, yeah. Because I went to the pharmacy first, got insurance message, as you're on a live,
You're not in.
and obviously,
Rochelle, keep your temperatures. So if your line is 32 degrees, your oil should be around 35, 37.
Okay. Well, at the moment, the oil is at 33.
It's a bit low.
Yeah,
Can
I'm
we?
gonna have to hot it now.
So if it's low, just do a hot bath.
Yeah, so you have to keep mixing. So
At the moment, my line is at 42. That's still a bit hot.
Yeah. No, don't clean it. Just leave it on the paper. But you will still need it. Keep going to that.
The vitamin E's here.
What's
Anyone
that?
wants it?
What if it's
Just to let you know.
Yeah, thank you. I used it already.
Right,
Yeah.
Does Brenda want it?
I used it already. Thank you.
I've already got almond in it.
Oh,
so
what
it's
is
not
vitamin E?
I could drop some vitamin E in here. How much drops did you use?
I didn't use it today, I used sesame seed oil instead.
I used it. I just chucked a few drops in.
Wait, inside of your oil?
Yeah, I just chucked a few drops in. It wasn't particular. Oh, I can't get the lid off.
If it's not cooling down, we have to use cold water.
How much vitamin E we
This
should
is like
put?
very high.
How many? Vitamin E. About a teaspoon should be enough
Okay.
Next time
for the quantity you have.
Vitamin E.
I need to pick up back my oil a bit.
You want to?
All right. I'll go back.
More water than the inside of when I mixed it yesterday. It'll be,
I like what is going on there.
Can I want this?
yes.
Are you not doing your live thingy?
I'm still on live, yeah.
Okay.
I'm still on live. I want to come around and see what people are doing. I'll turn the camera around so that the camera is not in anybody's face. But at least you're coming to see some.
Bring the mold for me, please.
Okay. So yeah, at least we can see you do it live. So this is your turmeric,
Yeah, turmeric, carrot, and
honey. I like the color. So we don't have to use any color for this. Look at that. So thick, eh?
Yeah, you can put the juice.
I like that.
I need to probably just warm this up a tiny bit.
Okay.
Yeah, let me just warm this up.
I want to end this live and come back. Hi, Doreen. Hi. I want to end it and come back again because it's gone to 2 hours, nearly 2 hours, over 2 hours now.
2 hours live?